Stamp your feet, applaud, whoop and holler for India McCartney.
I want to talk to you about all-rounders. Now, I'm in the first team hockey, but I'm not in the top 7. I got a part in the school play, but I don't actually have any lines. I do 5 hours a week at dance, but I'm not on the elite team. I love D&B, but I'm never the fastest walker or the best map reader. I play the saxophone and the cornet, but I'm not hitting grade 8 in either before I leave school. I basically do a lot pretty well, but I'm not phenomenal at any one thing. You should see me at 4:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm crossing the school car park and I look like a pack-mule. I've got my hockey bag over one shoulder. I've got my heavy art portfolio tucked under the other arm. My saxophone case is dangling from one hand, and my dance bag is gripped in the other. I'm quite literally carrying the weight of 10 different interests. I'm rushing to my mum's car, squeezing my art book so that 1,000,000 pages don't fall out onto the road. That's when I see a well-intentioned parent heading towards me with a smile. Wow, India, you've got a lot of stuff there. I give her a polite, breathless laugh, but I see her eyes change. The light conversation ends, replaced by a much more focused look. You're in sixth form now, aren't you? So, what are you doing when you leave? In that moment, I felt the weight of all my kit get 10 times heavier, because I hate that question. And I only hate it because I hate my answer. I don't know. As I said it, I watched her face. It was a look of polite disappointment. It's that, oh, poor girl, she's lost expression. It made me feel like all this kit I was carrying wasn't a toolkit, it was just clutter. The thing is, when a specialist is asked that question, the answer is easy. They have a label that acts as a safety net, a clear, socially accepted identity. You're a dancer, you're a coder, you're a lawyer. But when you're a jack of all trades, you land on the I don't know. I then got into the car, closed the door, and thought I needed a better answer than I don't know. We are taught that mastery is our only insurance policy. We hear people say the quote, "A jack of all trades is a master of none," like it's an insult. It basically means great. You can do a little bit of everything, but you aren't actually great at anything. However, through my research, I found that we've been using this quote wrong for almost 100 years. The full version of the quote goes like this. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Now, if you read that again, you'll realize the original meaning wasn't about being average. It was about being adaptable. We tend to idolize specialists, but versatility is a massive advantage. If you take a specialist out of their comfort zone, like moving a dancer from a studio onto a sports pitch, the change is intimidating. They're masters of only one space. But for a generalist, transitions aren't threats, they're strengths. Our amazing specialists carry one single perfect key. Now that's impressive until they hit a locked door and their key doesn't fit. And unfortunately, in the age of AI, those doors are locking faster than ever. You see, AI is the ultimate specialist. If your one key is coding or design, there is an algorithm being trained right now to do it faster than you. Having one key means you're fragile. But when you're pretty good at 10 different things, you hold 10 different keys. If one door is locked, you don't panic. You just turn 20 degrees and choose another. You aren't fragile because you aren't dependent on one single outcome. You're adaptable. This only works, however, if you're brave enough to collect the keys in the first place. We're often told to focus or pick a lane early to avoid wasting time. But I've realized that the most important thing you can do is say yes to the opportunities that feel extra. Take the lead in the project that isn't in your subject area. Join the team where you're the weakest player. Sign up for the workshop that has nothing to do with your A-levels. Do a TED Talk when you aren't a natural speaker. Every time you take an opportunity to be decent at something new, you're adding a tool to your kit. You're sampling and building resilience. David Epstein found in his book Range that the most successful people, from Nobel Prize winners to elite athletes, usually go through this sampling period. They try everything and fail a lot of things before they ever pick a lane. He discovered that Nobel Prize winning scientists are 22 times more likely to be amateur actors, dancers, magicians, or other performers than typical scientists. And I was especially interested to learn that Roger Federer played squash, fencing, basketball, rugby, and football before he ever got serious about tennis. A major example from history includes Leonardo da Vinci. He wasn't just a painter. He was a musician, an engineer, and a scientist. He didn't paint the Mona Lisa despite being a scientist. He painted her because he was a scientist. He understood how light hit a surface because he'd studied optics. So how does this theory apply in today's world? Take a GP. They aren't useful because they know everything there is to know about one tiny little bone. They're useful because they can connect the dots between your physical health, your mental health, and your lifestyle. They see the whole picture. Or a CEO. They can't just be a finance person or a marketing person. To run a company, they have to speak every language: sales, product, HR, and strategy all at once. So to everyone here who feels decent at everything, but phenomenal at nothing, stop apologizing for your range. Having a lot of choice isn't a burden, it's a toolkit. Not knowing what you're going to do after school isn't always a bad thing. We live in a world that's changing so fast that the lane you pick today might not even exist in 10 years. But curiosity, adaptability, the willingness to say yes to a brand new thing, those are the important skills. You don't need to be the best in the room to be the most valuable in the room. You just need to take every opportunity, keep showing up, and have an open mind. Thank you.